This is the median home price in the US, $410,000. And this is the median home price in Jackson, Wyoming, a whopping $3.5 million. This remote mountain town near the picturesque Grand Tetons and Yellowstone National Park has only 10,000 residents. Yet this area includes 4 billionaires and countless homes from big-name celebrities like Tiger Woods, Sandra Bullock, Kanye, Brad Pitt, Uma Thurman, Matthew McConaughey, and Harrison Ford. Here, many argue a few ultra-wealthy individuals are buying up some of our nation's most coveted landscapes for their leisure and have forced locals out of the region.
Jackson is sending its homeless to Salt Lake City.
Pricey real estate and rental market in Jackson Hole.
So, what's really going on in Jackson? In addition to outdoor videos like this, Greenbelly also makes ready-to-eat adventure meals. 650-calorie meal bars loaded with nutrition like protein, carbs, fats, sodium, and fiber. Greenbelly meals have been called Rice Krispie treats on steroids and come in 5 flavors using all natural ingredients.
Greenbelly meals, and these are these really delicious bars. Greenbelly
meals.
Greenbelly.
If you have an adventure coming up or just want a nutritionally robust meal on the go, check us out at greenbelly.com. Okay, back to the billionaires. The US has more billionaires than any country in the world. And the state of Wyoming has the most billionaires per capita. The city of Jackson is here, in a valley area known as Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole specifically hosts billionaires from the Mars family, the Walmart family, the founder of TD Ameritrade, and the founder of Public Storage, and hundreds more of what are considered to be ultra-wealthy individuals, with net worths above $13.5 million. Wyoming is known as a tax haven, often ranked as the most tax and business-friendly state. No state income tax, no inheritance tax, no estate tax, no wealth tax, and no corporate income tax. These tax laws incentivize anyone with high tax liabilities to move there, like the ultra-wealthy. And there's unspoiled natural beauty. Stunning snow-capped mountains contrast vast expanses of land that look straight out of a Western movie set. Oh wait, they are. World-class skiing, iconic wildlife like elk, bison, and bears, not to mention 2 of the most popular national parks, the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone. All of this contributes to high demand to be here, a desire to be immersed in wild nature and experience the romanticized American West.
Jackson Hole with the cowboy image and the Tetons, it's, I think, what makes it so special for so many people. On top of that, it's functionally a tax haven.
All that wealth is cleverly disguised behind a facade of pickup trucks and jeans.
And with a popular demand comes infrastructure, an airport, fine dining restaurants, and of course, high-end real estate. Real estate is where things start to get heated.
So the town of Jackson sits in the Jackson Hole Valley, which sits in sort of the greater Tetons area, which is one community spanning 2 states and 3 counties. We have 97.1% of all the land in our county is public, national park, national forests, and things like that.
This means only the remaining 2.9% of the land in Teton County is privately owned and actually able to be developed on.
To think about it metaphorically is we are an island of private land in an ocean of public land.
The remaining land available for private use and housing is only a tiny sliver of the whole land pie.
We have a very limited amount of private land, and because of that, and because of basic economic supply and demand, there's been increasing demand over the last 20 to 30 years in Teton County. So as the demand has gone up, the price has gone up.
Big purchases like this 233-acre ranch for $35 million near Grand Teton National Park. Some of these wealthy landowners use their land for conservation efforts, and they are also incentivized to put conservation easements on their property, meaning the landowner can agree to restrict development on the land, often in exchange for tax deductions. Billionaire Wilderness's Justin Farrell found that most of the rich property owners around Jackson generally idealize the wild, believing that nature is pure and that preserving it is good. You can see this as far back as 1920, when billionaire John D. Rockefeller began buying a total of 32,000 acres to help preserve the Teton Range and public access. These purchases, oftentimes resulting in conservation, benefit things like migration corridors, which help wildlife populations migrate safely across vast areas of land by doing things like removing fences.
Somebody goes and secures a 500-acre conservation easement. That's 500 acres on which housing can't go, but it's 500 acres on which wildlife can have habitat or migration corridors.
So, we have a highly desirable natural area, and the vast majority of it has been set aside for conservation, largely by the government, but also some wealthy individuals, which is great for environmental preservation, right? The high cost of living makes it nearly impossible for everyday locals to live in Jackson, though, and things got worse during COVID in 2021. Inflation, record high home prices, and the rise of remote work.
All of a sudden, it made it easier and more acceptable to work remotely. People are going, hey, there's a place that makes my heart sing. Why shouldn't I live there if I can keep making as much money as I would living anywhere else?
This skyrocketed demand for ritzy mountain escapes and resulted in a land grab.
These changes in technology, the economy, transportation, values more as, from a socioeconomic perspective, are rendering geographic isolation. As long as the geographic isolation of our area discouraged high-paying industries, there wasn't a whole bunch of outside money pouring in. You could afford to have people living in the community they're working.
Local residents, especially restaurant workers, ranch hands, and hospitality staff, have struggled, contributing to a growing wealth gap.
We have the greatest income inequality of any county in America. People who are making less money are finding it harder to live here or to buy into here.
Pay for low-income residents can hover around $2,000 per month, and rent for a basic 3-bedroom house can cost over $10,000 a month, forcing many to move out of town, over-occupy housing, or live out of their cars. This isn't just a Jackson Hole issue.
The same fundamental dynamics that have been creating a situation that puts pressure on Jackson Hole is putting pressure on literally every desirable place on the planet.
Places like Aspen, Colorado, Queenstown, New Zealand, Tuscany, Italy, and the Lake District in the UK are all examples of places trying to balance preserving what makes them special and limiting development with access and affordability, which gets at the bigger question. What price are we willing to pay for conservation? How do we preserve the health and natural state of an ecosystem while still keeping it accessible and livable for humans?
What we haven't figured out as an economic system is how do we have a thriving human community with a healthy economy, healthy human community, without this constant growth that inevitably ends up destroying the health of the ecosystem.
We're a small team that loves the outdoors and spend a lot of time creating these videos. A big thanks to Jonathan Schechter, director of the Charture Institute in Jackson Hole. If you like this and want some more videos from us, we'd love your support by liking this video and subscribing to Greenbelly's channel.